sandals and shorts, and surf, and scuba, and sand, and sailing, and soccer. San Diego, California.
And a mic.
Season's greetings and welcome to Two Balls and a Mic, episode 280. We're here back on a Monday. I want to welcome everybody with a brand new internet modem.
Wow, look at that.
Hopefully it lasts for longer than 5 minutes this time because we do have a lot of soccer in San Diego to get to. San Diego Wave in a league match are defeated by Seattle Reign, once again a arch nemesis of San Diego Wave, 2-1, ending San Diego Waves. When I say San Diego Wave, undefeated streak. They've been doing very well. Still one of the top teams in the league. We're going to check in with our boy, our pal, our great, fantastic Abraham. With that, we'll start with goals, gaffes, and greats. A lot of goals, a lot of gaffes, and some greats to talk about. And then, what are we going to call this? El Clásico de Hugo Sanchez. I don't know. He was there.
Yeah, he was.
Club America visits with some right to dream kids of their own in the 300s on the back of the jerseys as Club America loses 3-0 to home San Diego FC at Snapdragon Stadium in an exhibition match this last weekend. Thank you and greetings to everybody who is tuning in here on a Monday. Yes, indeed. The Wi-Fi, hopefully, is much stronger. Thank you to Cox Communications for absolutely gouging everything that has to do with their internet and their processes.
All right, man. Let's bring in the young Ape Master here.
Yeah, because we got stuff to show you. We got stuff to show each other. Hi, Abe. By the way,
Abe?
we will
y'all?
all. How's it going?
What's
How
up,
are you?
y'all?
Doing great. I'm excited. Let's watch
Some
some
breaking
TST
news.
today. It's cool.
Your favorite crew will be traveling to LA on Saturday to cover the Gold Cup match between Mexico and the Dominican Republic. We don't know what type of content we'll do on the way there, but all three of us will be traveling up to LA as we got that email confirmation earlier today.
You should drop that more. That was actually pretty good.
No,
do your voice.
I'm working on it. No,
Do your voice.
It's gonna happen at some point.
Come on, do a
today.
little
It's gonna
dance.
happen.
Do a little
I'm getting in tune with it. I'm linking it up. Season greetings to everybody who's joining us. Esteban, George. Yeah, we'll go up there to LA and hopefully come back in one piece as San Diego Punto Football is going to go and cover CONCACAF's Gold Cup. Maybe talk to Aníbal Godoy. Nope. As he's actually going to stay here. We need some people here. We need some representation. I low-key wanted to go to Saudi Arabia match and here at Snapdragon Stadium.
Isn't it the next day? You can still go.
You know, man.
Can you? Are the ticketing requests still open for that one?
I mean,
Yeah, the deadline's Friday.
I can
so.
walk. We could probably walk in there and like, hey, well,
Hey, I've seen people go to the Gold Cup final with a credential from a different match. Like same Gold Cup, but not that match. So
perfect. All right.
just let anyone
So
in there. That's why we're going. But anyways, a lot of soccer kind of happening in San Diego and a lot of San Diego representation across different tournaments.
So the TST tournament is happening too. So we have a lot of representation last week in the Sarapa de San Diego. If you made it through
What
Wi-Fi hell.
what are we starting with goals, gaffes, and greats?
That's
real quick?
exactly
Let's
where we're
do
gonna go
this.
ahead.
Were you able to hear that, Abe?
Yes, I was. It sounded great.
No, I can't hear Abe.
I can't hear Abe.
No,
Oh,
I'm
no.
still here. Can the people hear me?
Everything's fine here.
Abe, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
He can hear us. We
Huh.
just
I
can't
wonder-
hear him.
Oh
Maybe
no.
the people will
All right.
hear me. I don't know.
So let's go ahead and roll with what we have for goal of the week. So with that, let's see. Oh, tienes aquí. So actually,
Private chat.
in speaking of this last weekend, you weren't ever able to go to that match for San Diego FC this last weekend, but it was a good outing there. Perfect. Thank you, Esteban, for confirmation. For some reason, there's no snare in my headphones.
Me neither.
I mean, opened up cleaning out my closet. Have you ever been discriminated? Yes, I have. All right. Goal of the week is courtesy of number 9, Tomas Angel, over at Snapdragon Stadium. What? Damn it! I can't hear Abe.
That's
yeah,
okay.
you agree?
I mean,
Yeah.
I personally think
He
a
said, I mean,
certain
what?
San Diego Soccer should
why
have
can't we hear
gotten
it,
the
Tony?
goal.
I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to play it anyways.
TST. He's saying TST.
Well, this is one of them. You can't deny this isn't a goal of the week, Abe. Tomas Angel off a free kick, multiple angles, un golazo. Stay tuned. We do have highlights of this game if you weren't able to watch it. I know people were calling us out for, hey, why don't you ask SDFC, why don't they broadcast this match? I don't know, guys. You got to ask them. I'm not going to ask Mikey Vadas about that. Hey, Mikey, like, what's up with the broadcasting rights? But yeah, that was a good goal. What did you think about that goal, Abe? And then we'll go and clue Chiva in on the tragedy that was Tomas Angel's post-match press conference, because it was great. It was fun. It was fine, but it just seemed down. But this goal, Abe, talk about this goal real quick.
It was a really good goal. I think everyone, like Mikey Vadas and he himself, said that he's been preparing and working on free kicks a lot. So being able to like get that in is actually kind of impressive, especially after a game where he had like so many chances and opportunities that he ended up missing. So it was tough for him the entire game, I think, but to eventually score one, I think probably means a lot for him and his confidence. So it was cool to see that one going. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me still, but I don't know if you guys are still talking or not. I think also the TST, we saw a certain Charlie Gonzalez get 2 goals and get a brace for Bumpy Pitch FC. I don't know if you guys want to pull those ones up. I put it in the private chat.
No, yeah, Abe, I mean, I agree. But I mean, at the end of the day, you have to recognize that Tomas Angel free kick was a banger.
It was amazing.
Well.
It was amazing.
But this
It was
is the
a banger,
goal that
but
you're referring to, I believe.
Yes, this was to equalize in 5v5 of, this is technically like target score, so they had to get 2 even though they were down by 1. It was like a really big goal. I think he kind of was instrumental in like organizing a lot of the San Diego Soccers to go play for Bumpy Pitch FC. So it was really cool to see him get that goal. Immediately subs himself off. It's pretty cool. But that Tomas Angel goal was really good too. But I think just the moment, especially a tournament final with $1 million online, it probably has a little bit more impact to me than a friendly to go up 3-0.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we're restarting our roadmap. What do you like when I say that? Like, it's just, there's technical difficulties. People already know this about 2 balls in a mic, Tony.
there's not.
Technical difficulties in every episode, and that's okay. That's the beauty.
Are you
of
safe,
2 balls
Chiva?
in a mic. Wink, 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 wink. But yeah, no, I mean, el portero, Mr. Tortas. But no, TST is such a great tournament. I mean, there's a lot of San Diego representation happening in that tournament as well. But those are the 2 goals that we have for everyone. Is there another one? Maybe? No? Those are the 2 goals. We forgot to show this. But those were the 2 goals of the week. And for now, we're going to go ahead and move over to the gaff of the week. A lot of gaffes happening in this game. And I will say, I want to show one first. I did the commentary over for the San Diego Internacional match at Mission Bay High School last night. And I'm going to show this highlight from this game, just because it was actually pretty funny. My commentary, Tony approved, and it was pretty hilarious. So Here you go. This is San Diego Internacional against FC Balboa. Up 2-0, 88th minute. Enjoy. Wow, again with the clearance. Player gets tripped up by Casper the Ghost, gives it away, and here comes Chris Ribbit. Gives it away. Player gets tripped.
It's funny because you trip over your own words too.
Player gets tripped up by Casper the Ghost, gives it away, and here comes Chris Ribbit. Tripped up by Pedro Guadalmar again with the clearance. Player gets tripped up by Casper the Ghost, gives it away, and here comes Chris Ribbit.
I don't know if they can hear you guys. You think you guys are muted, but just
No, that was fantastic. I
Can you
agree
hear us, Abe?
with
yeah. Now we can hear you.
Giroud, 100%. Electrifying. No, every 619 Soccer knows it. The crowds at Mission Bay High School, literally Mission Bay High School is almost at a standstill, that whole area, with the traffic trying to get in to watch San Diego Internacional UPSL soccer. So
Savannah Bananas of Soccer. That's
the
literally what I
Savannah
kept
Bananas
saying.
of Soccer is great. Who said that?
Playback.
Playback.
Sold out what the
Literally
baseball.
Capacity crowd.
What was it, a football stadium that they sold out? But they played baseball.
Oh, the
in it?
Savannah Banana. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Michigan. Yeah, 100,000 people. Yeah, no, that's the only real real baseball anymore, really. All right. So
Those rules are so fun.
Cisco
anyways,
says the gaff of the week is SDFC not broadcasting the game, and
That's another one.
I can agree. You know, they could have moseyed up and paid somebody to do it. They didn't. That's why you have your pals here, 2 balls and a mic. We have the images, we have the sound, we have post matches. Speaking of goals, actually, and this is why I'm glad we can get it back, because let's go ahead and bring it back to goals after gaffs. Is there another gaff?
Yes, there is. There's a
Oh.
lot of gaps, actually.
Okay, I will shut up.
We have this one as well from the San Diego Wave match.
Oh, what happened to the wave match? Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Mentality to try and find the go-ahead. Drive it. Cascarino off the board.
They scored a goal.
Oh, that was bound to happen. That was bound to happen.
From Giacomo,
That
you
was-
can
I wonder
see
if it's
here,
the person as
Cascarino
SDFC.
picks it up. I think
Yeah.
he does get a hand. What
Those
a save.
smokestacks
What
are
a
in the
save.
same
See from this
position,
angle,
and they've both
what
come
a
in
save
in
that is.
UFC and Wave this year.
Yeah.
I've seen both of them released similar. Like, I believe they may be the same company, same people doing it, but is it the same dude that does it at San Diego FC?
I don't know, because whoever that
That
person is always
dude
spot on. I mean, it could be a girl. You don't know. Why are you
is-
saying dude?
Because a girl can be a dude, like
I guess that's true.
like a bro. You've never had a girl that's a bro? Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Like, wears backwards hats. Spinelli from Recess. You ever watch Recess?
Yeah.
Spinelli from Recess was a bro. I don't think I can be any, more in tune with what a bro
Dave's
actually
practicing
is.
His thumb work right there. He's like,
Dude, that was
Here.
a great save by the goalkeeper, by the way. Like,
100%.
amazing shot by
Fantastic save.
Cascarino, just pushing it away the slightest bit to the top corner. Like, most of the time, that ball goes in.
We're gonna move into a little bit like what we were talking about. Like, is it the same person? Is it the same person? Like,
It's
they
this
kind of
person right here
confirmed.
sitting down.
Okay,
It's that
we have to
person.
do some investigating. 2 balls and a mic is on it. The stuff that really matters. Who does the smoke
do
and the
they
pyro?
do they get in trouble for getting it wrong? How many mistakes do you get before you get a write up?
Ooh, I don't know actually. That would have secured a wave win. A good block by the keeper. Agreed. She stretched out for that 100%. Representing the Sockers. Yeah, 100%.
Any other gaps you guys can think of?
Premature smoke, a gap there. No, I'll bring it back a little bit to the goal, if you don't mind a little bit. We will be getting to San Diego FC. We'll be getting to San Diego Wave. We're going to talk San Diego Wave first, actually. But just a little snippet, because this is where it fits. We talked about the goal from Tomas Angel. Agreed, a good goal. but then and the post-match press conference, and I mean, was this a gaffe by me? Did I hit a nerve? Was I not okay to ask what I asked, Abe, like to elicit this reaction?
No, I think sometimes players are hard on themselves, and that's okay. And that's kind of what you want when they really want to perform at a high level. Like if it's a friendly, like I don't think a lot of people are that worried, but at the same time, he's like players live and die by this.
100%. And this, maybe you want to see this from your team. But Tomas Angel, in some really good lighting, comes in post match. He scored this golazo earlier in the game. He didn't do so well. We'll get into it. But then sits down and. Tomas, take me through this game. In the run of play, you had a couple of looks and a couple of chances. The goal comes through. That set piece, could you take me through that set piece where Mikey say that you're practicing that over and over again in training?
Yeah, obviously the first opportunity I have was a good save from the goalkeeper. Obviously frustrated, you as a striker, and obviously trying to take the chance that is given for us to do it the best I can. Then I have a twisted ankle in one situation where it was very hard to play, but I had that mental strength of just keep going. Then I had that second chance where I missed, and I kept telling myself that I would have a third one. I would have it, and then the set piece comes, and it was just the repetitions I've done in training after and after, and it just came out. Obviously, I'm happy for it, but I gotta be critical with myself because I have my standards high, and I had to, where I needed to put on one or two more, but thank God it's a lesson, and obviously I'm going to train and keep on improving in those aspects, and obviously just hope for the next time when it really matters that I'm bagging them.
Get Bill. All right.
He sounded sad, like depressed.
It almost sounded like if he scored a banger of a goal in a 5-1 defeat.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you guys were there. It sounds like he had a pretty bad match overall. I mean, he hasn't gotten the minutes like a lot of other SDFC players, but I mean, it's a friendly. I get it, but these are the games that he needs to prove himself, especially if he's getting a full 90 plus, where he needs to show Mikey, I got what it takes. I can make the finishes. Yeah, you get a free kick goal, but anyone else can get a free kick goal. And so, I mean, if it's that bad of a match, I like that he's critical of himself, but damn.
He sounded very sad.
Damn, it's a friendly too.
Yeah, man, like tranquilo. All right. Last before we close, goals, gaffes, and greats.
Great of the week.
Great of the week. It's just the great. The greatest of the week. We just have to give it up to our buddy, our pal, our confidant, the great Cesar Football, Cesar Hernandez. You're the San Diego Football Great of the Week. Look at that. Just pose, stance, the essence of football embodied.
The dream
like,
show,
I mean,
Tony.
what are
How
these schmucks doing?
How many times have you watched this show?
All these guys preparing, so he's just looking dead down. Like, I know this. What are we studying? Like, what are we doing? Like, I know this. I live, breathe this.
How many times have you watched Football Picante with Paitesol, Jose Ramon? Like everybody.
Cesar Football.
Like,
let's call him his real name, not his handle.
That's the boy. That's our boy.
That's the guy.
Look at that.
The San Diego zone.
Shout out to Cesar Hernandez being in the headquarters studios and just being a good pal, bro. I'm pretty sure we'll see him on Saturday up at SoFi. But yeah, shout out to Cesar.
Great of the week with my daughter and team for winning her group at the San Diego Waves Festival de Fútbol Femenil this weekend.
Nice.
And you know that for that, I let's give her. What do we got here?
Let's give her 3 booms.
Let's give her a boom. Boom. There you go.
Tuca Ferretti, yeah, fútbol picante.
Tuca's good. Faitelson.
I mean,
Hugo
those-
Sanchez put the flow.
Hugo Sanchez,
Hugo Sanchez, el dentista. Hugo Sanchez.
el dentista. You know, there was this one Mexico game that my dad, my brother, and myself went to. It was the Qualcomm game where they played Argentina. They
Puta
lost
madre.
4-1.
Puta
My
madre.
dad worked at a printing shop. He made a long sign that
Uh-huh.
he hung up on the railing.
Uh-huh.
That said, que regresen a Hugo Sánchez. Pero a sacar dientes. And they made the TV.
Made the TV. We were on TV.
For those of you non-Spanish folks, it said, bring Hugo Sanchez back as a head coach, but to take out teeth because he's also a dentist. Imagine he's your dentist.
just
Coronado.
just,
He has an
just
office in
bicycle
Coronado.
kicks your tooth out. That's in my head canon. That's how it happens.
Esteban runs into Hugo Sanchez all the time. They're neighbors.
Oh. My condolences to you, Esteban.
I just assume everyone in Coronado are neighbors with each other.
I ran into DJ Beto at Coronado. He just does South Bay bike rides. We're just walking around. And he stopped me and my girl. He recognized us, and we recognized him. Kind of. Well, I have bad eyesight, and my girl did. It was like, hey, there's Beto. Anyways,
I had a Tony moment on 3rd Avenue this weekend.
what?
Someone said, "What's up?" I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time." I don't know. It was through where I knew this guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was through high school, the
Mhm.
pod,
Mhm.
like soccer people,
Mhm.
like in general.
They're watching right now.
I know. I mean, maybe, but if you were the one that said, "What's up?" to me at Groundswell over the weekend, I'm sorry, I can't remember who you were, but it was nice seeing you again. Not really. Hugo lives in Cancun or DF. I thought he lived in
He has
Coronado.
a house there. He has a house, but people have houses everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like Monopoly. All right. One thing that, just before we get into San Diego Wave, it's very random. Just I don't necessarily want to like address it completely. Like
It.
if you want, you can catch me outside the pod. How about that? The LA thing, this whole thing, it is relevant to soccer, and I'll bring it back.
Mhm.
Because
That's good to talk
we
about
were everybody saw what happened over in Nashville with their supporter groups. And so if you're not privy to that, there's kind of controversies in the supporter groups in Nashville and just throughout with certain MLS teams turning over information about their supporters, or just turning over information over
Freaking whack.
into federal agencies and whatnot. And wherever you may stand on that, from what I understand, and actually from different sources on that, San Diego FC is not one of those teams.
Yeah.
And I have it confirmed on several sources that San Diego FC is not a team that's providing information to, just federal agencies for those purposes. Obviously, si te agarras a madrazos, well, that's on you at this point. Saw a couple of other extracurricular activities filmed.
At the end of the game, there was
the
like
end of
a
the
fight
game?
outside of the supporters. It wasn't the supporters were not involved. It was like in the section
No.
next to it.
That was
But,
almost like
it was tiny. It was like
Yeah.
fights happen at games.
yeah, it's just
It wasn't
happening
like a
right now at
brawl.
Petco.
Like it wasn't like a brawl like we saw against LA Galaxy.
Yeah, but I just think that's kind of important out there. If
Shout out San Diego FC for not turning on its people.
shout out. Hopefully, Wave FC does the same. And follows.
Wait, so Nashville was they were specifically
There
giving
are-
names over? I thought
there-
I thought they just were not protecting the land itself, and
that too, because it actually is privately owned, and I think that makes it easier because you can't do anything about it if the privately owned group turns over that.
Yeah.
With San Diego State perhaps and Snapdragon, that's different. On top of that, it being in California, but supporter groups are demonstrating different ways, and so whether you stand on whatever side you stand on, I think the one thing hopefully we can all agree, and this is why here is, at least for the football of it, let's put our tear gases down. Let's enjoy some football for the football. Everything else is very important. So whatever you decide to do is what?
No, I mean, it's fine.
No, say it.
No, fuck ice, dude.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I
okay.
don't care.
Hey,
Like,
that's-
that's where I stand.
That's
So that's some messed up stuff happening. And yeah.
I mean, I got the Mexican flag behind me. Somebody asked me the other day, why don't you
Yeah.
have an American flag? I just don't have an American flag with me.
Fucking American flag. That's why.
Well,
No.
Well-
Screw that. I mean, wherever you stand, that's fine.
because of that flag, you're able to say that. And
Whatever.
and that's what the beauty of this country, and hopefully it stays like that. Again, relevant
soccer,
because
but yeah, I mean,
again, the
it's
FIFA World
it's hard
Club
to not
World
talk
Cup is
about
going to
it,
be
right?
here.
Because I mean, yeah, like the World Cup is supposed to be here, and there's already rumors of boycotting the World Cup because of everything that's happening. There's no way in hell FIFA withdraws from having the World Cup. They just had a World Cup in Qatar.
Yeah,
that was
Yeah.
just as
Yeah.
bad as what's happening here, and
If not worse.
if not
Like,
worse.
Not worse.
Haiti is playing at Snapdragon Stadium on Sunday, and technically Haiti is among the countries that are banned from
Mhm.
have a travel ban against them. So if you're, let's say you're a Haitian that wants to come watch your soccer team play, you won't be able to enter the
The
country. Like,
players,
the
may not
players
be able
probably
to-
are going to be allowed. I think they have like special travel visas,
Mhm.
but like it's really bad right now. Honestly, it's
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, it happens all the time where there's players from countries that come play in the Gold Cup and then they escape and they leave their selección.
Yeah,
And they
happens
stay
in baseball.
America,
The Cubans, they
to
love
stay and just
America.
try to live a life over here. So, would that be? Do I recommend that right now? No, America sucks. Like it's the worst place to live in right now. So,
Okay. I cobalt mines in Africa. Boom. There's one worse place. There you go.
well,
That's what makes our phones. But again, if you want to catch us on a serious discussion like that, catch us after the pod. How about that?
yeah.
But with that, it's going to bring us into an actual league game that happened at Snapdragon Stadium. Not an amistoso, not a friendly, which Mikey Barras disagrees. No such thing as a friendly. We'll get to that and the highlights and more here for San Diego FC. But after San Diego Wave. Hi.
San Diego Wave had a game on Friday. Abe, you were there. How were the vibes?
It was pretty cool vibes, honestly. They didn't announce the attendance, but it was among, I think, probably top two. Not definitely didn't beat out their home opener, but probably second most attended game they've ever had this
Around like
season. And
I think.
not ever, sorry, second most attended game this season. But it was definitely good vibes. I think a lot of people were expecting a win. They've been playing really, really well, but I at least had the feeling like Seattle always has a little bit of that extra like just mojo against the Wave.
Yeah, so San Diego Wave, having hit a stride, there's some really good soccer happening in San Diego, to be completely honest. Yes, Shiva.
Sorry, I have the attendance 15,393.
Look, if you're cruising at 15,000 on a weekday, technically on a Friday in the NWSL, that's
good.
That's not bad. That's not bad. There's a lot of MLS teams that would, kind of wish they had that. There's a lot of MLB teams that wish they had that. There's a lot of sports teams in general that wish they had 1,000 of those people. But anyways, San Diego Wave FC coming in here back at home. Seasons?
What's up?
That's my mom.
Hola.
Hi. San Diego Wave. Maria Silvia Sanchez.
Oh,
Maria
nice.
Sanchez. We'll talk about her on the move, perhaps.
There are rumors.
There are rumors. San Diego Wave,
47.
facing a strong team again. Now here, I do not like this upside down view of the lineups. Actually, that's terrible. Kaylin Sheridan in goal, not striker. Trinity Armstrong, Peril Maroney, Kristen McNabb, who cemented herself there. You called that, Abe. Hannah Lundqvist, McCaskill in the center, in the sixth role. Kenza Dali in the midfield. Just clearly the class that this team has runs through Kenza Dali. Over in the midfield, you have, I can't tell who that is. Oh my God, Melanie Barcenas.
Yeah.
My eyes are terrible.
Wow.
Cascarino, and you have, please switch that. That's Maria.
It's Adriana Leon that should be on top and Kimi Ascanio
There you
playing
go.
behind.
Yeah, this is
I mean,
terrible.
it's still a solid lineup, right? I mean, Kristen McNabb had a couple of good performances ever since Kennedy Wesley got that red card, and it just seems that she lost the starting spot for now, Abe.
A little bit. I think that this also comes with Kennedy Wesley playing in Germany alongside Gia Corley, who they played against each other. So they had a long travel back. So I think they're also kind of protecting minutes. Gia Corley, I think, would normally get the start over Melanie Varsenas in the midfield. So it's probably a little bit of rotation there. But I don't think you can use that as an excuse at all though, because Seattle had like 12 players out for international duty, which is like way more. So it was definitely a rotated side on both teams, but I think they still played pretty well. Melanie Barcenas didn't have the most effective game in the midfield. I think she was at times like she's playing as an individual rather than as like a midfielder that's supposed to be like passing the ball through. She made some okay passes, but with a player like Gia Corley, it's second nature. But with I think Melanie Barcenas, she still needs a little bit seasoning in the midfield.
I think at this point, it's safe to say that Kimia Ascanio is probably the best teenager in the team.
Yeah, and it's very difficult for me to sometimes remind myself that this team is fielded by and carried by teenagers at some point. Not only that, soccer in San Diego in general, check Bombino, check Verhoeven, is carried Mano Dua, is carried by teenagers. So I think that's something to kind of remind ourselves with. Now, in my age now, it used to be like, oh, este morro de 20 años. Oh man, who is this guy? And our legends are retiring. But even then, like 16, 17-year-olds playing professionally is still wild to me. And not only playing professionally, playing incredibly well professionally and starting. So I don't think that used to be I think a discussion where like, well, it's the women's game, this and this and this. You would never see that in the men's game. This is a very physical game. I mean, now you see Lamine Yamal. Now you see
one of the best
Bombino.
in the world.
Now you
one
see
of the best players in the world is currently 17 years old.
100% with like a 5-year-old kid.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it just seemed like Wave in this match. Like you said, we're on tired legs, and looks like a lot of those international players were still kind of like not to where they're usually at when it comes to playing the style that Jonas Eideball has to play. I mean, you go internationally and you're playing a completely different style, right? And that's always been the struggle for a lot of players that go to their international teams. They have to adapt to a different play style with a different coach, with different players. And I feel like for Wave, they were on this momentum where they were on the same page. Now you had a couple players leave that were important players in your starting 11, have to play differently, have to play with different players, and you lost that momentum, and it showed in this match.
Abe?
Yeah, I think that Seattle also is like a solid team defensively. So when they're comfortable without the ball, like because the Wave have the ball, they're making the passes, they're always trying to press high and like strong. It just lets you get more tired. And then Seattle's just very comfortable with letting you have the ball. I think Jordan Bug had a pretty good game. She's from San Diego as well. And it's just when a team like that, especially Laura Harvey coached, they're just comfortable on the road, letting the game come to them. I think it just like has provided so many problems with San Diego, and they've never found a real answer for it. I think the one win they had was kind of like a lucky shot from like way out of the box from Emily Van Egmond a year ago. But I don't think
an eternity ago. Chris says I was at the Wave game and it felt like any breakthrough they had only got them just past the midfield. And that's what you're saying, Abe, right? Like you're giving them space in order to think about things. It happens with SDFC a lot too. Like these are two possession-based teams that need the ball. They need to control the pace and the momentum. But when you give them that extra time to think about what they're going to do with that ball, sometimes they just kind of work it's like a cat in a bag. They just can't work themselves out.
Yeah, and not only that, but I mean, they also got scored. Like they got scored on this banger of a goal too.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's always hard when you're trying and you're going back and forth and it doesn't look like it's going for anybody, and then this outside the box shot goes in. Like, shout by the way, but it's just a great goal, and it just also brings the morale down. But we've seen it with this Wave team that morale does not go down. They still fight, they still compete, and eventually they get the tying goal that we'll get to see in a little bit. And that's the big difference between this team and the team last season. where I still consider this team one of the top teams in the league. I still think they'll end up being a top 3 team in the league. And 619 Soccer may disagree with me. He always tends to do that. But I think this team has what it takes to just turn things around in the game. You know, last season, they get scored on this goal. They put their heads down. They're like, here we go. They got scored on. They get scored a second one, a third one. Now this is a team that fights back and says, no, we can still tie this game. We can still win this game. And they almost did as well.
Oh, look, baby.
Oh, I bet.
Why is this in the highlights?
I think that
Why
was
is
the broadcasters'
extended highlights.
child that they just had.
highlights? Congratulations. But yeah, I mean, that's the key to any kind of dismantling of San Diego Wave is, you know, they have those pieces, as you're saying, Chiva, but it's just a matter of putting things together. I think this was a game that they were going to lose every time. If maybe the best case scenario was tying. Jonas Heideval in the midweek was actually the one that's saying, like, no, this is the complement to San Diego Wave and the style they play. Rain will just, here, I don't care. Like, I'll get you on a counter. Like, it's fine. I don't care about that possession number. It's okay. But then it was a little bit, I think I told you in the press box at the San Diego SDFC America game, like, okay, describe this game. Was there a lot of yin or more yang for San Diego Wave, as you see here? Another set piece, Cascarino getting a header on.
Was this the first time Maria Sanchez touches the ball in this coming into this game?
She had touched the ball a bit. I think she kind of helped in earning this corner kick, but she had just subbed on in like that first or second minute, I think. So it was definitely like her a big contribution just coming on. She did kind of the same thing in the last game where she scored the 5th goal in their like 5-1 win, which is I think a big deal. So yeah, Maria Sanchez still performing at a high level, but hasn't been getting the starting spot. And then I think Jonas Eideval even answered a question about that in the post game where he was kind of saying like she has a little bit of a minutes thing right now, so that's probably why she hasn't been starting, which I think does shed a lot of light because we had kind of assumed like, oh, maybe Kimi Ascanio took her spot, but when you think about it from a minutes perspective, maybe it's just trying to be careful over the length of a long season.
I mean, big rumors happen right now that Tigres are on the hunt to get Maria Sanchez back.
Where did you guys see these rumors? I was looking for them.
These are actually stemming from Monterrey, Once Diario, and that's we've had connections with them back with Christina Birkenroad, some Me Official action, and you know, speaking of, I
can't
know.
Confirm.
Oh, Me Official
Sources confirmed.
Oh,
Me Official will land in the NWSL by July 31st.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a cemented day. All right.
Those are confirming previous reports as well. But I also can confirm San Diego Wave has not been one of the teams in the conversations for Me Official. Nothing has come on the table for Me Official and her team. Other teams have already put out offers, but she will be landing in the NWSL this summer.
Whoa.
Well, you heard it here first,
big.
folks. San Diego Football. We have sources, guys. Like,
You heard it probably on ESPN first, but they reported this. I think we're just confirming reports, but I think it'd be interesting to see where she lands. Chelsea, she kind of lost her starting spot in Chelsea.
Yeah, she did after the 20 ACL
injury. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Emma Hayes was like her main person, and then when you have a new coach, maybe it's gonna be really hard to kind of earn that starting spot back. So I think it'll be very interesting to see what team she ends up with.
And if you're Emma Hayes, you tell Chicago Red Stars.
I think that would be really good. Chicago.
That would be a good landing spot. I agree with that, Abe. But I think if you're somebody who's wanting to see some minutes from your players and the U.S. Women's National Team play, and say, hey, I need you to get some minutes, essentially some time.
You're encouraging Mia to go to the NWSL.
I'm encouraging Mia to play and earn her spot. I want a San Diegan in the World Cup. I want a San Diegan in the World Cup every time. And I mean, we can talk about just how much people want to be in the national team, especially for the U.S. or not. You see this Christian Pulisic thing? and versus Landon Donovan versus Christian Pulisic. That like
It's a debate right now.
it's again going back into the national team and what an honor it is, and just Christian Pulisic not wanting to play.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. What side everybody's kind of landing on for that one, but San Diego Wave once again have that chance again that premature pyrotechnics I believe it was called.
Yeah,
ball
no,
not
and,
going
I mean,
in.
again,
Great save, excellent save.
This is what I'm talking about with the San Diego Wave team, right? Like they were this close to pulling off a comeback on this match, and that was Cascarino with another shot. I agree with something 619 Soccer has said in the past. Like this Wave team is one Cascarino, one Ken Sadali injury away from potentially not being the team that they are now, because these are big difference makers. But that's not the case right now. I mean, you can say that about a lot of teams in the world. You can say, "Oh, Barcelona's one Lamine Yamal away from not being as good as they are," you know, and that's just facts all across the board. But the fact is that they are healthy, they are playing great, and they are helping this team dominate and play great soccer. It just wasn't one of those games that it was written for them to win.
That's that right there. That's still frame. If you're listening, watch Two Balls and a Mic on YouTube. We have video. We review footage. We talk tactics sometimes, but we talk about everything soccer in San Diego. But this still right here that we're showing is the ball just tucked in and touching both crossbar and post at once. It's when the DVD sign hits the corner. Like it just never happens, and that's just satisfying to see as a goalkeeper, and to see it go out. Oh man. You want to talk about it? You ever watch that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It almost bounced and hit her on the deflection too. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see that until he just showed me that angle, but like it could have very easily just hit her back and went right back into the goal. Like, look, that's so close.
That's a save of the week.
Save of the week, 100%. But like, it's just I love the trajectory of the shot. Actually, the smoke gets me. Like this is a good one, right there. But in order to see and really appreciate the power of the shot, like wait, no mames, wait. Señora Sanchez, can Tony come out and play? You know, actually, what you just did there, playback project, is something that got me in trouble back in the day, because I knew what the answer was, but I knew that my parents had a soft spot for like me having friends. That sounds sad.
Oh, like telling your friends, "Oh, if you ask her, they can't say no."
They can't say no. But they would say no, and they would get mad at me, like, because they would know I would tell them to do that, and so they'd be like, no puede salir, and then they tell me, why are you telling, like, yeah, porque le dices que te pregunten? Yeah, that's exactly
no te dejan
what would
salir,
happen.
güey, qué pedo.
No, dude. I mean,
Con razón.
I'd have to cross at 5 a.m. to come to school, dude.
Yeah, yo también.
Can't be doing ruffian activities in Mexico. But like, okay, like this, the power of the shot just cuts air. Great stuff by San Diego Wave. Better.
Madre. Hey, no puede hacer eso. She's watching.
But yeah, San Diego Wave. Again, in this trajectory, still, you know, does it look like they have a chance at this point? Abe, this is just anybody's game
to play in the playoffs, to win the playoffs, like, or in the game itself.
Win this game.
At this point, it felt like no. I think Seattle was just finding a better rhythm offensively too, like taking advantage of like better counterattacks, and they had kindly worn down the Wave, and then Kennedy Wesley too kind of was. She subbed on in the center back spot, and then it was interesting. I think Hannah Lundqvist came off, and Trinity Armstrong moved over to the right back position, which it says a lot to me about like how much you value your fullbacks and Trinity Armstrong to like put her up in that position and trust her to like keep playing high. And like Kennedy Wesley came on was like a little bit iffy, but like Trinity Armstrong in the fullback spot was pretty good. But you have like Daniela Arias, Quincy McMahon on the bench there available. So like, I don't know, maybe that's like kind of a odd coaching decision, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know, man. It's like I want to see Daniela Arias play. Like I really do. Like, I mean, she's an experienced center back. Like, why not give her some minutes? I mean, she played all the minutes on international duty. I guess she's on tired legs as well, but you know, I think she's a player that could have stepped up in a moment like this with that experience and bring some calmness on that back line, saying, hey, don't panic. We're fine. We're tied. Let's try to at least secure this tie. But then you have mistakes here. There's deflection. Kennedy Wesley pushed up too much. I don't know why she's pushing up as much late into a game like this. But, you end up giving up a goal and you give up the 3 points at home.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Daniela Arias, Colombian international player.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Andres Reyes, also a Colombian defender.
Is he Colombian? I don't know where he's from.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, he is.
I think
So what's
I'm actually.
Colombian defenders in San Diego? Like they don't happen? Like is it the same embassy? Because I know one of them. I mean, at least for Daniel Arias, the visa was an issue for the longest.
I don't know, dude. Jonas has it out for the Latino.
I saw her doing an interview one time at Wave practice, so she does exist.
Does
least.
exist.
I do know that.
So I have the where is Andres Reyes sign? Like Andres Reyes, ¿qué pedo? Like I'm.
Andres Reyes, and come on.
But yeah,
Worst signing in San Diego FC history.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, you never know. They could use a center back, but we don't know the extent of Patty McNair's injury.
Yes, we will definitely get to that because Patty McNair is indeed listed as out.
Even with 7 minutes of stoppage time, did you guys to me it didn't feel like the Wave were truly threatening with a goal chance.
No, I think that pace was just kind of set and it was like quicksand, right? Like you just once you're in there, it's just either the more you fight it, the more you're gonna just kind of sink yourselves in and you're gonna tire yourselves out. You're not gonna find it being the goal. You're just not. It's just not gonna be your night, and it wasn't San Diego Wave's night at all. San Diego Wave go down 2-1. As you said, 7 minutes of stoppage time wasn't enough. But yeah, I mean, it's still a good time celebrating like it was the championship there on the
I
bench.
think maybe Laura Harvey just like hates San Diego.
Probably. I mean,
Why
it's
not?
it's 3 points, and you cut like you're racking up those points, right? I mean, San Diego with that drops from 2nd to 4th place, just 2 points away from 2nd place still. So I mean, it's just so crazy. We all know this about the NWSL. The points are just.
Give me a trophy, guys. Like you saw that she's watching.
You're like, and then you're 2-3 straight losses away from falling out of playoffs, and then 3 wins in a row to fighting for 1st or 2nd place. So it's always tricky. But I think the San Diego Wave team is proving to be a playoff team and a contender in a way. I mean, Casey Curran is just that good that at this point it's kind of hard to see anyone else winning it this season, but San Diego Wave is way better than they were last season. There's no doubt about that. Anything fun happened post-match?
Yeah, Abe.
I don't think anything crazy happened. I think
Nothing
I spoke
wacky?
with Jonas Eideval. He had some pretty normal things to say after a loss, talking about the travel and international players, but at the same time, he's kind of just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
It's
coaches, like they don't, like they're not
yeah.
blaming anyone. They're not just like, it just happens,
Yeah, it wasn't their night, and I think that's what it is. San Diego Wave, as you see here, still sitting comfortably in 4th. I would say comfortably is fine. Still not your top 3 prediction, Giva. But San Diego Wave.
Pero last week.
Chiva damos. But yeah, so with that,
for our predictions, we all got this one wrong. Tony and I had a San Diego Wave win. Abe had a tie. They do face Houston this Friday. Houston, one of the bottom place teams. Any predictions for this Friday, gentlemen?
2-1 San Diego Wave win. Houston have not looked great.
I'm going to go ahead and say a 2-0 win for Wave. A road clean sheet. Mr. Tony Sanchez?
I do believe the San Diego Wave will come back up. Let's give them a 2-0.
Copion.
Very interesting to see Danielle Colaprico against this Wave team. She was kind
Revenge
of
games
important to the
haven't worked out.
midfield, but
Revenge games just haven't worked out.
no, they haven't. That's true. But I think I don't want to say she was the problem in the midfield, but having McCaskill move back into the 6th position has looked a lot better than Colaprico did.
That is true. That is true. But I mean, we'll see what happens on Friday. I think we're all pretty much predicting a San Diego Wave win. Anything else Wave related, everyone?
I
You
think
were
that's it.
giving
Do you
me
guys think they
information.
have a major like hole they need to fill for the transfer window? Because like we've been here, we heard these transfer rumors about me official, supposedly Maria Sanchez. Like, do you guys think they have a hole on their roster that they should fill?
I think they just need more experience. Like something with experience. You can really put them anywhere just because there is a lack of experience. You have really good youngsters, but just a little bit more leadership maybe that would fit with this club. Maybe you get that with Arias. Not too sure, and I can't really say because the team itself isn't complete. Right there really isn't somewhere where maybe you know what 619 Sports, yeah, maybe a Favor Manual replacement at least, or somebody that can get you some minutes. I will say that Favor Manual, and this is what I was going to say last week before that mess of a show, where she was released by San Diego Wave, and so I think San Diego Wave fans should maybe feel disappointed about that signing, but at the
Yeah.
same time should be a little bit relieved just because there's some insight. Faber did have it was very heavy footed in training. And with that, you get some physicality in, you get some good training in, but there were times in several instances where it was a little too much during training and could have really taken out a teammate or two a couple times. And so I'm not saying that that's pointing to the reason of that release, but if you're a San Diego Wave fan, it's not the worst case because you don't have somebody who could potentially hurt a player who's starting on a game day in the starting 11. So take that as you will. But maybe, yeah, I could say that. Do you have anybody in mind, Abraham?
Yeah, I think I would just back up what you said, midfield, and then as 619 Soccer, maybe another right back. Like that could be an interesting thing to add. Kana Lundqvist has looked pretty okay on the defensive end. On the offensive end, I think she's kind of taken a bit of a step back, but she still has it in her bag, I think, to perform at a high level. So we'll see. I think on the attacking front, they're pretty solid. Like if Chiamaka comes back and takes over the backup role for Kira Carusa, I think that would be really good. So, and then midfield, I mean, Mackenzie Robbie can play anywhere.
I mean, be prepared for San Diego Wave to potentially lose a player or two.
You think so? Like trade? Well,
Yeah.
they also like approved you can loan players within the league itself as like that's a very new thing to the NWSL. I think a lot of teams are going to take advantage of that, especially like some of the worst teams.
Yeah.
Like if you know your season's over, you guys have no chance. You might want to loan a player to like San Diego so they can perform at a better level.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I mean, San Diego Wave is still in a good place. Exciting stuff for them. The summer of soccer is starting again in San Diego. I think there's been fatigue on just soccer in general. Just Snapdragon in general. I see people just kind of going on both sides, on San Diego Wave, on San Diego FC, just kind of like, ugh, que hueva. Like,
it's so much soccer.
Game.
Wow.
It is.
Pero
it
la
is.
gente quería
But
MLS, no?
This is what we wanted. This is what people wanted. You got your soccer. And we're here to talk about it. San Diego Football. You can check out everything that has to do with soccer in San Diego in the written form on our website, sandiego.football, where you can find the fantastic and excellent writings and stylings of the great and powerful Abe Cepeda. Abe, I mean, what we don't really talk about it, but like, sell us to you, to them. Like, why should people check you out? Like, you have some really good stuff on here, man. Like, I don't think people noted enough that like you're a good writer.
I struggle with like self promotion, but yeah, I do have a lot of fun writing and talking about what happened in the games. I've been mostly only focusing on game recaps and stuff. So if you didn't get to watch the game, or if you did get to watch the game and you want to learn a little bit more about what happened, what the players have to say, what Jonas Eideval had to say, a little bit of stats. I try not to go too heavy on the stats. I want it to be accessible. So I think something I try to pride myself on in all writing is that like anyone can read it. So if you don't watch soccer, if you don't know soccer, if you know someone that doesn't know soccer, they can use this to know what happened in the game, what's been going on in San Diego and stuff. So I wrote two things. One thing about the Wave this weekend after they lost their undefeated streak, and then I wrote something about SDFC as well. There were so many opportunities to talk about, like Seattle continues its reign over Wave. Like there was a lot of them. I think I included one in my lead or something, but SDFC as well. That was a pretty interesting game, fun to write about. I had some fun doing that.
Damn it, Dave, that's exactly how you started this.
Yeah, what is it?
Seattle continued its dominant reign over San Diego Wave. I love that from you. You had fun with it. I like it. You do have fun with it, man. And I appreciate you doing it. Not a lot of people are doing it. There's people out there who are doing it and don't know what they're doing. But
yeah, I mean, I will say there was a thing this weekend from one of the local TV outlets. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh yes,
Like-
that's actually a gaff.
Yeah,
Actually, I mean,
it was a
bull.
gaff.
I hate to criticize media and stuff. I know it's hard.
I
We have a lot of work. Like it's a lot of work. People like every journalist in San Diego doesn't get paid well enough. I definitely know that's a fact. And like, but issues are issues, and I think it's okay to point out when there's issues. And like what Fox 5 did this weekend, I don't often watch local TV news, but sometimes I do.
Did you watch that live?
No, I didn't, but someone did point it out to us on social media, and
Right here.
Okay.
El Tío Glenn. I'll quote it. I'll read it. You don't have to be a big soccer guy to cover local sports, but you better have someone proofread your copy before going on air. This from somebody who has a lot of spelling mistakes on tweets and stuff. So
yeah, you spelled
100%.
Seattle wrong in the thing under here too. I fixed it for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. See, I appreciate you. It's not because I don't know how to spell it. It's against the proofreading part. But this is flat out embarrassing. SDFC beat Copa America 3-0 tonight. Women's Copa America included on the graphic. That's just funny. Like, I know we've come across Julian a couple times. You know, he's got to cover soccer for Fox 5 sometimes, and you know, he's a funny dude. Just a good guy from my interactions with him. But
I mean, this isn't Julian's fault either.
it's not.
Like,
It's not. It really isn't. He's just reading the thing.
Like,
He's just reading the thing.
yeah,
Romberg,
it's just-
we've seen that before.
Yeah, it's a you know, it's a Bruce Almighty and that type of thing. Sometimes that's just real.
Yeah,
Has a
see,
score
we messed
record.
up the score for this game too.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
that
we
was
said Wave 1-2-1.
No, it wasn't. What are you doing? You're pointing things out that shouldn't be pointed out,
No,
guys.
we allowed our mistakes and issue
No, we do.
retraction.
And I love that people call us out for it because it's true.
Yeah, everyone makes
you're
mistakes.
supposed to be the freaking
expert
expert.
at soccer, I'll give you that. Good at soccer, pointing out, I'll give you that. Expert at spelling, expert at running a show sometimes, I don't know, but here we are. San Diego Wave lose 2-1, and we'll be bouncing back later on this week. So without anything else and further to say for San Diego Wave, we're going to transition here into some San Diego FC.
¿Así estabas? ¿Al América o qué?
Season's greetings. San Diego Football was out there covering one of the biggest nights for San Diego FC against Club America this weekend, as they welcome the reigning defending used to be tricampeones before el Choricero Power, Chorizo Power, Chorizo Power, and took that away from them. America come in after losing against LAFC in Leagues Cup. They
Nice
come
to
in
watch that under 23 match.
fielded. Under 23 is incredibly generous. Chico.
I checked. A lot of those America players were all. Most of them are like around 2021.
Okay, yeah. Our just to kind of take it a little bit behind the curtain, right? During training leading up to it, they started earlier. That's why we didn't get as much sound this time around. But I was talking to Darren Smith. Shout out Darren. And just kind of like, you know, he's doing play-by-play. He's doing commentary. He's like, I'm trying to do my research, and I had prepared some people for 100s, but like there were some 300s in there. A couple of 300s on the back of jerseys for America. So If you're new to soccer, traditionally 1 through 11 are the main starting 11, starting team, right? Some numbers represent different positions on the field. Number 1, typically a goalkeeper. Number 9, typically a striker. Number 10, midfielder, creative. Like they mean something. After that, you start going into the bench, into like, a 17, a 25, or something along those lines. Goalkeeper's backup is 13. Um, and then you have wacky numbers. Like, I mean, El Shaarawy, shout out to El Shaarawy, had 92 for AC Milan for forever. I'm trying to think of other wacky
Ronaldinho
numbers.
wore 88 for a while with Milan.
88. That was a weird one. Even 23 for David Beckham in Paris was a little weird too. But again, these are like just random numbers that sometimes pop up, but they have a meaning. But in Mexico, you mostly see just literally the lineage, right, of numberage. As you keep going up, you go into triple digits. So you have 105, 121, 163. Then you have some 200s. And again, that's literally the pecking order, how far you are from the starting 11.
No, and I love it because I'm not too sure if they do it all around the world, but at least in Mexico, like they don't let players from the academies or like under 20 something teams wear the number 1, number 2, number 3. Those are for the top. Like those are for the first team in Liga MX. So all these cantera players, they're wearing like hundreds, and 200s and 300s,
300s.
400s.
So again, just to give you the first the landscape of what was going on, right? It's not like San Diego FC also fielded their A team, obviously, because there is an international FIFA window.
7 players called up.
7 players get called up, and then you still have to have the players are in rhythm, they're in season. If you stop cold for a whole week, it's not like NFL where it's like, yo, you're gonna give the body a rest. Like it's almost the opposite, where you just have to keep it going. You have to keep that pace. You have to maintain it in order to make sure that you're sharp for that next game. San Diego FC coming up in MLS has some of their toughest games, especially away. They're gonna play Minnesota. They're gonna play Vancouver. And they're going to need their starters to be in form, but with the health of San Diego FC, Chucky Lozano, now Paddy McNair, who did get injured, and his Northern Ireland trip for international duty is a growing injury. He did exit out of a game earlier this season because of that. I'm not sure what the extent of this one is or the timeline just yet. As soon as I have more information, I'll make sure to loop everybody in as well. But again, just kind of setting the tone for what this match was going to be. Club America coming in, playing against LAFC for the final spot in the Club World Cup that was stolen from Leon. It's just absolutely stolen. If you want to go into that rabbit hole, go for it. Just the biggest corruption in FIFA. Anyway, credentialless. But this is typical of soccer. America gets booted out. Then they field this squad over here. McVeigh has 97, probably. I'm assuming birth year. Man, pretty much a Mexico City college team. El DF City College version of it. Very few leagues allow that high of numbers. Yeah, no, 100%. It was. I want to say even a D team for America at this point. Shout out Esteban. You went to watch Shane Gillis. You're a dog. All right. But all right. This match is happening. There is some highlights. There are some looks. If you can look what I sent over. Where did I send that? You know where I sent that? Did I text that?
You texted
Could
that.
you on the phone to like find it for me, please? Appreciate you.
A YouTube video?
Yes, please. This was a big game feel though. It had a feel of a big game, and it started very early on from outside the stadium. An incredible police mobilization.
Yeah, it was
by
crazy.
San Diego PD.
Yeah, San Diego PD, San Diego Sheriff's Department, they were all around the parking lot. They were kind of like blocking the whole purple lot area, but like it was all kind of intermixed too. Like there was a bunch of America fans in the purple lot. There was a bunch of fans around the entire thing. It wasn't really like as separated, but then once you did get into like the specific supporter section side, they had like 3 whole sections instead of like the 1 section that they had usually gotten for supporters thing. So it was a really large supporters contingent. There was like fireworks pregame too. I think they probably wanted to sneak them in, but they just used them before the game. It was kind of funny to hear before the game started, but yeah, it was kind of I thought it was like very like noticeable. I know George just said he didn't see any in the Thrive parking lot, which is kind of on the opposite side of the stadium, which I guess makes sense. But like even in the stadium, there's like the sheriff's wearing like the fake the fake thing. You could tell they're kind of like there's secret police around stadiums and stuff, but you can definitely notice there was a little bit of added security here, which I think is at certain points kind of necessary considering what happened in the last game.
You earned it. Like you
Yeah.
earned it. Like at this point, it's merited, unfortunately, and I think everybody was on their best behavior. Looking at Frontera San Diego, I will go ahead and give the credit to Frontera San Diego. It seemed like everybody has felt their feelings, has spoken amongst each other. If people on the outside looking in are asking us like, well, I have no context for what this is, or you know what's actually happening within. I would love to be the voice of the voiceless in a way. Hey, let us tell your story. Come on, tell your side of the story. But we can't do that. And I've spoken directly to individuals and different supporter groups about that. Some people want to come forward, and that's a-okay. Edwin, the greatest. Again, second time it's going to be relevant. Arriba la América. Unfortunately, abajo la América because they did lose.
Yeah.
But
I just want to clarify
yeah.
real quick too. I don't think police should be wearing like secret stuff. They should have to show that they're police. It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, like there's literal like the worst
around the
undercover
stadium.
cops, the worst undercover guys. I get it. I understand it. I'm not gonna be here and be like, well, that's too much. Why would they do like?
Wasn't there undercover cops back at the Loyal Dortmund game? I think.
Yeah, there was.
There was.
Yeah, there was in the section. I remember Papi Chow actually was the one that was like, "Hey, this fool, ¿qué pedo con este güey?"
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. So some of the images, and again, if you weren't there at the game, it wasn't broadcasted anywhere. There were images and some videos that came out from the matchup as well. Here pregame, you know, hey, how's it going? These are some of the things that come on the video board. You know what? Friendlies. That's how you do it. I'm gonna hit up Snapdragon. Hey, how's it going, dude? Thank you. They're like, you found us. Hi, welcome. Oh wow, this is the video board. Happy birthday, Noah, Leslie. All right. So Tomas Angel coming in. He didn't have the best of games early on. He had a couple of looks. He had a header that should have been on target. Pablo Cisniega getting a start here. We'll take it a little bit back. We do have the images on here, so we'll give you that look of what it looked like inside. But
Tony,
this is going to be a wait. Yes,
you
Chiva.
mentioned
Yes, sir.
this is one of San Diego FC's like biggest nights.
Yeah,
because it was against America. Or?
Yeah. It's one of their biggest nights. The reporter groups were in the ruts. They came out. They did really well.
I think it's an opportunity as well to like showcase yourself to a different kind of fan. Like a lot of these America fans, they might never watch an MLS game. They might never engage with San Diego FC because they're just like, oh, I'm only America till I die. Like that's their only focus. So like I do think it kind of opens yourself up to a whole new audience. And like some people might have been impressed with like, dang, San Diego FC is playing a really exciting, fun style of soccer, or they're gonna hate San Diego FC for life because they completely dominated their team.
That's also very true. And hate watching is definitely part of part of it.
I want to say, I mean, I was excited when I saw the starting 11 because Banadua got in the starting 11 as a center back, and then Bruce had finally got some minutes. So I'm kind of curious to hear your thoughts specifically on both of their performance. Pablo Cisniega got the starting position as well and was the captain for this team. My only thing, and I mean, I don't know if you both can answer it, like, are the 7 players on international duty, are they back for this weekend?
Some. I mean, Patty McNair for sure is not.
Patty Chuki's out. Godoy back out.
I think he's going to be out.
Luca de la Torres out.
Yeah.
Dreyer back.
I'll have to check back on that one.
We'll have to ask Mikey. We're not
Yeah, we'll ask Mikey at training.
Because if that's the case for this next weekend, this starting 11 only had 5 players on the bench. The depth is the depth is lacking for San Diego FC.
Yeah.
Especially when you're performing really well, where you have international players going. I think San Diego FC and Mikey Varas is gonna have to later in the season when there's more call-ups and it's closer towards playoffs time or anything like that. You might need to, if you're Mikey Varas and you don't have any other players in your depth, you might need to say, actually, we're not at liberty to give players permission to go play for their international team.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that could potentially, it's happened before. We've seen it happen. It's something that can happen because 5 players on your bench is insane.
Yeah.
I don't care if this is a friendly. America probably had like 10 players on their bench at least.
Yeah, and you can telegraph what the substitutions were going to be. Obviously getting everybody some minutes there. Good question here by Esteban. He's like, how different was the tempo of play for this game, boys? I'll agree with Mikey Varas in his saying like they looked like San Diego FC. It looked like a clunkier version of San Diego FC. You can definitely tell that they're trying to force Angel into getting some more confidence in open play, but he's just missing. He's just not doing the right things, or just maybe very unlucky in moments where otherwise, you would be asking a striker, a number 9, to be lethal in those actions, to be just that player that, at least 1 of 3 go in. Some of them, some of the looks, and we'll kind of skim through some of these too.
Did he play as a 9, or did
he played as a 9?
As a wing. Iloski was more of a wing, or
kind
of like they rotated.
They were kind of rotating. Iloski had a little bit more freedom, and that's what Iloski was saying in the post match. Like, he likes having that freedom to be able to kind of do what he wants and kind of
it worked
float
out.
around.
He scored twice, so.
But yeah,
how was Bruseth?
I liked him. He actually had the assist, and you can tell this quality. They're classic, but again, it's a little clunky. It's not. It's not smooth.
These are the first minutes he gets as a San Diego FC player ever. So I'm not surprised if he's a little rusty. Manu Dua, do we like? Do we not like?
What do you think?
Manu Dua was impressive. He's not usually a center back. He's a holding midfielder, but he was like playing really well defensively, was making like pretty good passes. There was like a moment in the 25th minute where he just like took the ball up from the like back line, defensive line, just super far up in the midfield, tried to get open in the middle. And then he said after the match, his teammates were kind of telling him like, hey, get back. Like, that's not your position. So he was like, oh crap. So he had to go back. But I was really impressed by Manu Dua. It was also, he mentioned it was his first time playing in front of 30,000 people. Like, that's got to be a surreal feeling. Like, even though it's a friendly, like, it's got to be insane to be doing that in your first ever professional game. But I thought he performed really well, and he was an exciting player. He's really tall too, so he could be like lethal on set pieces, I think.
He's 6'4". You get your start 2 days after your birthday. He turned 20 years old. This is a player that San Diego FC fans should be excited for the future. If he's healthy now, hopefully he can start going into that rotation. It's no secret that Mikey Varas likes the youngsters in the starting 11. Like, he definitely believes in the youth talent that this team has. You see it with Willy Kamalo being 22, Verhoeven getting some minutes a lot at 18, Luca Bombino being the starting left back at 18 years old as well. Alvarado getting some rotation. He's only like 20, 22. So I could see Manu Dua, if healthy now, could potentially start getting in the rotation here. I do want to see him kind of at that center defensive mid position.
I don't.
I think it says a lot that they put him at the center back position. Like, center back depth, it's really just them, Ian Pilcher, Andres Reyes, who they don't really expect. But now Manu Dua, but he didn't look like a natural center back. He looked like he kept wanting to like come out of there.
Yeah, and I think that's fine if you can kind of make sure that then McVeigh is the anchor next to him, because McVeigh again is a center back by nature. But he does have that freedom to go forward because he has the anchor of McNair always having his back. And sometimes you have Sverskov also there as well.
Yeah.
So if you have that kind of back line of, say, all right, I'm Chris McVeigh, I'm going to play the McNair role, I'm going to stay here. Manu Dua, I understand you're going to go down. And like you said, in the 25th minute, there was a moment where he did look like he was going out. He had some space and he did a good run because that's his natural position coming out of that back. And so if you can teach him how to speak both center back and center defensive mid, I think that's the Sverskov role, where that's going to be really important to really get a physical specimen like Manu Dua to kind of learn. Because if you have Sverskov out and you can throw a Manu Dua in for that, that's that's really good to have
I
for
mean,
sure.
you also have like you had players injured, like Hamadi Diop was unavailable to a lower body injury. Who
Mhm.
played left back, could play at the center back. Willie Camaro out as well. Andres Reyes, a player who's only seen 30 minutes, and that's probably what he's gonna see the whole season.
Mhm.
At this point, if you're San Diego FC, you're looking to trade Andres Reyes. You're looking to maybe bringing another center back into this team because the lack of center backs is alarming.
I mean, we're talking about what they should do in the transfer window. Hey, how about you keep Milani Losky? I didn't like the way he spoke about it at the end of this match.
I'm glad you picked up on that too, because he like nobody asked him about the loan spell ending or like his future, but he himself brought it up, which
Yeah.
I think says a lot about like, hey, I'm trying to like stay here
Yeah.
and like kind of want to stay here and kind of putting the ball in SDFC's court, because like I think he kind of earned a signing. Like he's played really, really well. Like almost like I think he should probably start with Chucky Lozano out, right?
Yeah, it has to. Edwin, stick around. He actually dropped some Escondido. Actually, is my first question to him because I did ask him last time about the loan spell, right? And he did mention like, hey, like yeah, I'm just here to play, but if I'll let the negotiations happen with my agent and whatnot. But again, he was the one that brought it up after this one. Having embraced this first goal here, just an excellent goal. Iloski right there, driving down, passes it over. Bruseth with a Lawfulsend with
That
a
was Lawfulson.
Lawfulson with a cheeky,
Who also played as a midfield.
class all around with a cheeky flick. Boom, there you go. Sets him up perfectly. A shot with the left. Excellently executed. A great goal from Milani Losky to open it up 1-0. There wasn't a lot from America. There just wasn't. They just were there. Like the amount of money that they made by throwing out these kids out there is enough to just put anybody out there. Like they knew.
Rodolfo Cota.
You got to see Carlos Vela's nephew, Cristo Vela.
Oh, for us?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
he started. He was on there. But here we see Manodua just making the right choice. All right, let's go back. Let's play smart.
I don't think we can make a full judgment on Pablo Cisnega either, because like there was no shots in the first
there was
half, and the
nothing.
second half shots that there was like non-factors. So I don't have an opinion on Pablo Cisnega. Like he was there. Like I know Tony you had something about him. He made like a weird dive for no reason, you thought, or
Oh yeah, like in the 78th minute or something around there, there's a shot that goes completely like I don't want to say completely wide, but as a professional goalkeeper, you know that's nowhere near your goal. But he was so bored in this game que se aventó para la foto. Like he just took a dive for a picture.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, come on, get me out there, guys. I'm playing against America. Like somebody capture a photo for me. Like, let me do something. And then you kind of, it's true. Like goalkeepers get bored and they want to get involved. So you start getting sloppy in how you play after that dive for the photo. Esteban, back me up on this. You know this. That's one of the things where he starts being sloppy with his play. And it looks like he's just kind of trying to create chaos to be involved in something. And lo and behold, right after he's sloppy with his with the ball at his feet, there's a chance. Oh my God, are they going to score? And it's just nothing. And I mean, yeah, we really can't. No, he wanted to get some reps. Absolutely. I would do the same. That's literally what I point out to Abe. Right? Why
wasn't Yepe available for this one?
Why would you play him? Why would you play him?
Not even on the bench?
I don't know. Probably friendly accumulation that we didn't know. Yellow card accumulation. I don't know. Fuck. Pablo's mom was there for the game. Cisniega. Yeah. He walked in with his kid, having a shirt saying "Dad." Pretty cute. Very cute. But yeah,
Marcus Vartson did get some minutes too. I think he stepped down around the 60 something. Like
Marcus Vartson making some rounds over at Sharp Medical along
he
with
was at the
Emmanuel.
Wave game on Friday too with this kid.
The Wave game.
Emord pointed him out to me. I was like, oh, that is Marcus. That's crazy.
And this build-up play, and again, people, I don't know if people were watching, but look at how long this, and this is what I like about this highlight. It's not an MLS highlight. It's not a highlight that's going to be chopped up, and it's like, why didn't we see this? Like, this is how this all starts. This is a chance for San Diego FC Bruce is in the middle fighting. There's no help around him. He fights around. He goes out, opens it up. Here comes Alex Maitin doing Alex Maitin things, kind of corners himself, gets a throw in, gets it really fast out. SDFC starting once again, just like clockwork, going, maintaining the possession of the ball, maintaining the play, maintaining the flow, going down the middle once again, opening things up. Here you go, Mano Dua. What are you gonna do? Nope, I don't like that. Opens up. I see Verhoeven. Here you go. Verhoeven. Okay, nope, I don't like the lane here. Open it back up. Mano Dua checking it in as a center back once again. I don't like the middle. Let's open it back up. Here comes Verhoeven. Sees the lane, sees the run, sees the space, crosses it back in. One bounce. Milanilowski. First touch goal. A brace for Milanilowski. No, we got that one. This one. Sick. Good choice there by Manu. I mean, Manu's part of this play as much as anybody, but this great cross from Verhoeven does get deflected a little bit.
Has done that in the past too, during MLS games as well. Like, this dude has just been phenomenal, and I mean, hopefully San Diego FC get to keep him at the end of the season. But then you see the Tomas Angel goal that we showed earlier for Goal Scouts and Grades.
Club America under 20 sucked. Definitely not on the level of the youth playing in the Spanish national team. 619 did not realize that. You are spot on, and dude steps up for ball and out, working for that control. ¿Qué dijo 619?
That was about Milanowski.
About Milanilowski?
He only they made a good point. He only came on because Marcus Invartsen got injured.
Yes.
Like, they would not have loaned him unless Invartsen got that injury, and now he's one of the most important subs you have on the team.
And I was making this point to Abe post match that, like, I think Marcus Invartsen is Milanilowski is that perfect sort of thing that SDFC needs, because he speaks different types of soccer. He speaks USL Championship soccer at an elite level, which is the US style of play. You send him over to FC Northland to learn the Right to Dream style of play and get some European reps in there. So you have that level of understanding of play. You put that back in MLS, and it's paying dividends like this. Granted, this is a friendly match, but he's been doing it in MLS. Like, the numbers don't lie. It's an inflated number, the most goals per minute. I get it 100%, but he's taking those opportunities, and people are asking for him to start. And I think at this point, he is not only asking to start, he's asking to stay. And I think he's earned his keep. I don't know why you wouldn't want Milanilowski to continue on this team, even if it's just as a backup for Marcus Invartsen. Like, I don't think that it'd be a bad thing to carry.
Send Invartsen back.
Yeah, it'd be a bad thing to put him back. You can play Marcus Invartsen on the left if you need to, while Chucky Lozano is playing. Like, he can play on the left hand side, throw Milanilowski there, or you play Milanilowski in a center mid, or you can maybe try him out as a center attacking mid without wingers. Yeah. Just more center attacking mids. Just have two with Luca and him, or just try different things that it opens up the possibilities. But as you're mentioning, the goal here from Tomas Angel that put him, he was very, very critical of himself. Good little front flip there, celebrating to the crowd, pointing up. 3-0. San Diego FC beats Club America at Snapdragon Stadium.
You said Ilowski kind of pleads post match, asking to stay pretty much.
Yeah, he was. Let's figure out what it's out on there. Good. But yeah, I think Ilowski deserves to get some minutes here. Beep, beep, beep. As well. Sorry, yes, I got sidetracked because I actually love this. This is something that I don't know if people noticed on the thumbnail that I made. Did you see the thumbnail I made?
No.
One of my favorite things in Liga MX son las caricaturas of the cartoons of the mascots beating the hell out of each other. Like, whenever Chivas beats America, it's like this big Chihuahua against this, like, Willos, the pollitos, and vice versa. It's for everybody, and it's just, it makes me stupidly happy. Just like, it's not perfect. It's terrible because it's just literally the Cruz Azul one over underneath. Like, that needs to happen. Somebody needs to do this for San Diego FC. Like, they don't have a mascot. So. They don't have a mascot, but like an embodiment of something.
Just
Like,
Craig
they-
Elston in the Chrome suit, the
Chrome.
Chrome Maniac.
Chromaniacs every Thursday. Check it out. Sunday Punto Football and on your favorite listening device platform. Chromaniacs. But people know what I mean. Like, yes, it's National City Swap Meet vibes, 100%. Like, San Diego FC needs something like this. Local artists, get on it. Like, build a buff ass San Diego FC crest. Like, I don't know, figure it out. Chat GPT at this point. That'd be cool. What would it be? Anthropomorphic soccer playing mascot. Right? That's the Chat GPT prompt.
That's the one saying the mascot would be the chrome ball with legs.
An anthropomorphic chrome ball with soccer chrome ball with legs, beating the hell. Buff Silver Surfer. All right, I like
That's
that.
actually pretty cool.
That's actually really cool. Actually, on the Chromaniacs, we've been trying to figure out a nickname for this team at San Diego FC. People have suggested Los Niños. I kind of don't like it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Doesn't like, I get it. Los Niños, Fernando Tatis, the Padres, El Nino, weather that happens in San Diego. I don't know. The Silver Surfers is pretty cool, but it's like the Chrome Surfers. I don't know. Again, chrome's not a color.
Los Azules.
But see, then
Los San Diego, because you know there's Los Angeles Azules, so Los San Diego Azules.
That's actually pretty good.
That just came up.
Flow Rider is one that I did see the other day, and it's pretty
I like
cool.
that.
Flow Riders is cool. I don't have the perfect rebuttal for it. I can't think of a perfect rebuttal for it other than like the rapper Flow Rider. Like, it's clearly spelled differently. It's the flow, the way that they play. Flow Riders. You like that?
It's cool.
San Diego FC, the Flow Riders.
It's just Ghost Rider, but it's instead of the skull, it's the chrome ball.
Are we creating this right now? Are we doing it? Es que soy el... Oh man, didn't do it. It didn't do it. Oh well. It didn't do the voice. Guys, again, all these look at what lights this chat up.
A mascot.
We got the mascot, need a mascot, the
Maybe
Impalas.
the San Diego FC to drop a
Anthropomorphic
mascot from
anthropomorphic
Paris.
Impala with legs and a face. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the flow. She hit the flow. Oh my god.
I thought people are actually replying to song.
Los
Funny.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna type it this one.
Los cromazules.
It's
Los
probably gonna-
Cromadres. Like comadres?
That's funny.
That's cool.
Los Cromadres.
And it's two chrome balls comadreando afuera del Michaels.
Yeah. I like that. Dragons Azules.
Amiga, adivina qué.
The flow. All right. So let's get to some post game sound if you guys are okay with that. Are you okay with that?
I'm not.
Are you not
with
okay?
that.
You're
No,
not okay?
We didn't do it for Wave, so why for San Diego?
Because we didn't upload Wave on our YouTube channel.
Y qué pedo. It's all good.
That
You didn't?
you asked for a reason.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, did you just check? It's not on there.
Wow.
You sent me
Julie
Milan
Armstrong had
Lowski.
some okay things to say. I think she had she had an okay game that I think she was probably the better person on the defensive line. So if you want to, I think Wave posts on their YouTube too, but watch ours usually.
Let's hear from head coach Mikey Varas.
Do you want to hear Mikey Varas or Milan Lowski?
Oh, let's hear Milan Lowski first. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Compadres is actually pretty cool too. Los Compadres.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, Thursday, let's remind me of these. Just put it out there. Like, just I'm going to forget. It's a long week. Boo. All right. Let's hear from soon to be ex San Diego FC, unless something happens. Milan Iloski. Milan, you played domestically here through USL, now in FC Northland here, MLS. What is the game like tonight as a friendly against Club America? Where does that kind of align in the way that you played in? And what do you feel about scoring breaks here at home for that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we wanted to come out and implement our style. I think even though it's a friendly, it's a really competitive club, and I understand it. I know as an American, it's a huge club in North America, so we wanted to come out and perform well and show well for the club and for Right to Dream and implement our style on the match.
Yeah, and then, I mean, you mentioned Club America. You've seen it growing up in Escondido as well. That's a familiar jersey. What does it mean to have a game like this be represented here in the city of San Diego for you?
It's huge. I mean, it's a huge club. It's a massive club. So I know there's a lot of fans for me from Escondido who are big Club America fans, and it's so close. Mexico is so close. So I think it's for a lot of people, they connect really well with the Mexican League and Club America being such a big club. I think it's easy for before the team in San Diego came, you have to kind of pick a club from Mexico. That's the closest thing. So I understand Club America is massive. So I think for a lot of people in Escondido and all of San Diego, it was a big night.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel about it? Can you describe the situation in the plane, in the song?
Yeah, thank you very much. Of course, for me, it's always great to score goals. I'm an attacking player. It's an amazing feeling. It's a night like tonight where we're missing a lot of players, and I know it's a friendly, but for me, it's an opportunity to play some minutes and to try and prove to the staff that I can be trusted for more minutes. I know I don't have long left here on my loan, but I want to show while I'm here, and we'll see what happens after this loan period, but it's an opportunity for me to play games and to show what I can bring to the team.
Can you speak a little bit more about the difference in playing that full 90 minutes and what it does for your game?
It's really important. I mean, for me to get the minutes under my legs and to feel that feeling again. It's been a little bit of time for me to play 90 minutes, so to do it from the start is very important to show the staff that I can do it from the start, not only coming off the bench and scoring goals. I think it shows well for me to be able to start the match and go a full 90 minutes and play a couple of different positions for the team, and ultimately get through the 90 minutes looking fit and being able to produce for the team still.
And when you're playing different positions, do you enjoy that, or is that a little bit more added pressure?
I think I do whatever the team needs. I mean, if they ask me to play goalkeeper, I'll hop in there and start diving around. So I think it's my job to do whatever the coach asks of me, and so that's to run around the midfield for the last 15-20 minutes. I'd like to consider myself not just a player, but I'm a huge fan of football. I watch it all day, every day growing up. So I'd like to think that I understand multiple positions, and I take it as a compliment that the coach trusts me to move me around wherever he needs me.
If only Carlos Vela had that love for the game. No, I mean, I get what you mean now, right? Like, he's really saying, like, I need to start. Like, I think he's proven. And Mikey Bada spoke on it earlier in the season, saying when players make a difference or make an impact coming off the bench, that's when they signify that they need a starting opportunity. And I think this is the perfect chance to start Milan Iloski. I can also see Mikey Varas being hesitant to start Milan Iloski during the league because he knows he's not going to get to keep him at the end of July. So it's tricky. I think the best move for San Diego FC during a transfer is to just solidify Milan Iloski staying as a San Diego FC player. And I think we can all agree on that.
Mofo wanted a hat trick. I think he was pissed that he had to slide to the back due to his confidence. Just cocky in a good way, and he wants to score goals. I'm glad that you asked that, Abe, towards the end as far as all of that. Next week, breaking loan extension until the end of the season.
That should be the question. Do you want to stay?
Clearly, he wants to stay.
Yeah, ask Mikey, like, is the team looking to extend on that loan or possibly keep Milan Iloski? Because
sounds like a great midway question.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler Heaps is usually at training around. We should pounce on him. I hope he's not as mad at us anymore for being right.
It was 10 weeks.
Literally to the week. I agree with Chiva. He might be leaving, unfortunately. Hopefully,
if he's playing this good, if you're Northland, you're like, yes, give me Iloski back. Come on.
Are you though? Like, they have so many players that are coming in and like
we knew that this was going to be a for now.
Yeah.
For SDFC, just even for FC Northland, like for now until he joins San Diego FC. Maybe they wanted to learn a couple extra things here and there, but one thing I will say is I think that whatever San Diego FC wants to do outside of the Andres Reyes situation, because literally they're building a squad. How you can't really judge them on putting players together, right?
Mhm.
They need a roster aside. There really hasn't been a lot of hiccups in terms of just the GM side of things, and I think that whatever Tyler Heaps and Mikey Varas decide to do with Milan Iloski is probably going to be the right call.
Yeah.
They haven't proven otherwise, even on lineups. If Mikey Varas decides to put him as a super sub and keep him as a super sub, I see the value in that, especially if the trajectory is that San Diego FC is going to keep playing the same style, breakdown, slow, methodical. You need a big body, and Varas in his back. You still throw Oni Valakari, who's still who is on international duty as well. But then you tire that defense down, you give some space, then you have the speedy Iloski kind of come in. I think Iloski sliding into that spot that SDFC wanted Tomas Angel to be, but I'm sorry, but there was a point where like I was like, Tomas, like I was like, like watch how he's gonna mess up, and like he does. Like unfortunately, more than anything, he was proving me right.
He's
It took-
21. He's gonna mess up.
Yes.
And that, I mean, if it comes to the point at the end of the season where, hey, you know what, Tomas Anca is not the player we thought he was gonna be, then you let him go or you give him another year or so. But I mean, you definitely have to fight for Milan Iloski. Milan is only 25 years old, so like he's reaching the prime. I think he has goals to potentially play with the national team, and I think his best chance at making that happen is potentially just getting minutes with San Diego FC. You see Luca La Torre getting a call up and started in that friendly against for the US.
They lost.
That's fine. You get the minutes though. Putting his name up there now, and we asked him when he got signed, saying, "Hey, like, does this kind of like did you have talks with Pochettino? Was this encouraging?" He said, "I just need to get minutes," and
he
that
got
he
minutes.
did. He got minutes and he got called up and he started.
Yeah.
So that just shows how much getting in, minutes in a team that's playing well can give you the opportunity to get called up to the national team. And that could be Milan Iloski next if he stays with San Diego FC.
I agree. Abe?
Yeah, it's such a tough decision. I think they really should keep him, but like also like you got to think about it from his perspective. Like he's upped his value so much as a player. Like maybe he wants to sign with another team. Like maybe he'll ask for a transfer outside of Northland, and plenty of MLS teams have now seen him and are like believing like, okay, if he can perform at this level now, what's stopping him from joining another MLS team? Like obviously he's
Or
from
Liga
San
next
Diego.
team.
There's a little bit more of that, but I think if San Diego would make a really good move if they keep him long term here in San Diego. Because otherwise, I think I could see him leaving to like any MLS team or another team in Europe.
Hey, in the summer, yeah,
America's used to taking players that score on them, so
in the summer transfer, I do not see playing.
Milan Iloski just playing with America.
There is a window for Club World Cup in the summer for certain MLS teams to bolster their sides, and who says the Seattle Sounders doesn't reach out? And hey, why not? Who says he would? Business is business, but would he play for LAFC? I don't know.
He played
Orange
for
County is pretty
pretty much
close.
LA.
Destroyed San Diego Loyal a couple times.
So
he enjoyed destroying San Diego Loyal a couple of times. So not too shy about scoring against San Diego side at all. But all right, Milan Iloski, I think that's a good shout. Hey, maybe you keep Iloski long term and send Tomas Angel to FC Northland. Why not? Like you have that available. You have that pipeline. Makes the FC Northland a trade for Iloski. But I think the general consensus is Iloski stays. Depends on what works. Radic Genius, does he want to go to FC Northland and fight for a starting role and to get noticed in Europe, and or stay home and become a early club legend? And I think he wants to stay. Like it's not him saying it directly, but just based on his body language, based on what he said, based on his performance, based on how much it means, and I know it means for him to. You heard it on the podcast. He was just talking about playing over with Esco Club Football and just the pickups at Washington Park and the great soccer scene out there that they have. Check it out on Instagram, Esco Club Football, and everything that they have going out there. Again, might as well shout out Chicano Futsal, shout out Bridge Arcada, shout out everybody who does the pickups around town. Should love us to pick up. Check them out on their social medias if you want to play soccer for free.
or just pitch in a little bit just to help out. But he has love for the city. Milan Luska has a love for the city, and I think one thing that San Diego FC can use a little bit more of is just like that homegrown love, and at least for now, right? He's still young, but who knows? I think it'd be good business for in best interest for them to start to keep Milan Luska. Do you want to hear from Mikey Varas?
Yeah, I mean, you said that no friendly's a friendly, or what do you say?
I think we should hear from Mikey Varas.
I guess.
Hi, Mikey.
UFC head coach, Mikey Varas. We don't have mics, just make sure you speak up. Go ahead, please.
Tony Sanchez, how are you? For tonight, it was a game where obviously you get some rotation in, some new faces, and some faces that have trying to get back into fitness. What does tonight mean outside of it being a fiesta de football?
Yeah, the opportunity that presented itself this week was to grow our squad, to make it bigger, to see some guys who haven't had the opportunity, for them individually to show who they are and how they can add to things when we have everybody. And then also for us to challenge ourselves and to test where we're at as a club in terms of our environment, our training environment, because we should be able to lose a bunch of guys and put a bunch of new guys in, and we should still look like San Diego FC. And for me, it was obviously the result was really good, but the more important thing is, like, for me, it was a smashing success in terms of individual guys stepping up and playing really well and showing everybody that it doesn't matter who's in there. We keep playing the way that we're playing, and they made some really exciting plays. And then it shows also that we've been developing everybody in the squad, and we give ourselves a chance of having a bigger squad as the season goes.
Did this feel like friendly?
I mean, in our profession, there's no such thing as, I know it's called a friendly, there's no such thing as a friendly. Like, if you're going to put your boots on, you want to win the game, and we feel like that even in training sessions. Club America is a historically massive club, so they come here. It doesn't matter. We want to win the game, and this is our home, and we want to win in front of our fans and play exciting football doing that.
Anyone else in English? Go ahead.
Can you speak a little bit about Manu Dua and his performance today? It looked like he had a really exciting matchup.
Yeah, Manu. That's Manu's first. Those are Manu's first professional minutes, right? Because he wasn't able to do preseason because he was drafted. He had an injury, and frankly, I think that's probably the first time he's played in front of more than probably 500 people. So there's a lot of emotions that could have been going through. On top of that, we throw him the wrench that he's playing outside of his preferred position, which is a holding midfielder, and he plays center back. So I think he did just a fantastic job. He showed a lot of composure. He showed a lot of courage in terms of how he approached the game, and it was really, really nice to see, and really happy for him because he's a great guy.
English, any other English questions?
Can you comment on the goals scored and the guys scoring them and their performance?
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, Milan had a top performance today. He really stepped up in terms of how what we needed from him, and he's already shown I think he's got 158 minutes or so and 3 goals in the league. So he has the ability to create chances. And then, Tommy, it was an opportunity for Tommy to get some minutes that he hasn't gotten since probably the beginning of the season, where he was playing a little bit more. And, he was close on the night early on, and you could see he was a bit frustrated. But he took his free kick so well, and it's a really, really nice free kick. And we see him training that every week, so he completely earned that. On top of that, he took a little knock on his ankle in the first half, but he just powered through because he really wanted to get the minutes. And then the other thing I would say is Oscar Verhoeven on the assist on the second goal. It's a top cross that he hits to Milan. So really happy to see the young guy get involved.
We'll go to Spanish questions.
I think not Spanish questions. Thank you. San Diego head coach Mikey Varas. No such thing as a friendly. You lace them up, you play. Seattle has other issues. Yeah, they do. You're good at math. We're working on the soundboard, as you can tell.
What do you guys think about the whole Seattle thing? That's been interesting to me lately.
They're not not wanting to play, but just the protests that they're doing.
The MLS Players Association and the MLS they've been having like back and forth. MLS Players Association have said they're not getting enough of the cut because I think Seattle gets like $10 million for being involved, but the players are only getting like 1 million of that, I believe, and it wasn't collectively bargained, so that's an issue. And then like the Seattle Sounders owner like went into the locker room after one of their games when they had that protest and like yelled at them, which is kind of crazy. Like that's old school sports stuff that doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me. Like it seems like the players aren't really getting paid well enough, but at the same time, like are they going to protest MLS matches? Are they going to protest the Club World Cup itself? Like it's interesting.
Especially I think the players are getting 10%. Yeah, I think individually, I think
I mean, I think sport athletes get paid too much anyway. So
250,000 by LAFC for the players. I think it might be a little different. The bonuses might be different per team.
Yeah.
But Seattle,
it is definitely different. But like you have to like it's a lot of these things are collectively bargained, but they didn't know they were going to be at Club World Cup, so they're kind of like MLS is like, well, it's not in the contract, and players are like, well, it is in the contract, and like I think international standard is like way above 10%, so I think they're at least asking to like be closer to the average, but it seems pretty messed up to me.
Yeah, I mean equal pay or just deserved pay.
Like,
yeah, I mean if you work overtime, get it paid at least.
People what they're worth.
God, I wish my overtime was taxed. I don't care for this.
You get overtime. That's nice.
Oh, boy doesn't clock in for 2 weeks. Salary. Look at me.
San Diego FC faces against Minnesota this game. This is hard to predict just because we don't even know who's going to be available. Minnesota sitting in third place, 3 points behind San Diego FC. This is a big game. I mean, we're halfway through the season. Like, this is a game that you either build that little gap against between Minnesota, or you kind of fall behind them. I think based on goal difference, you would still be ahead depending on the score. But this is a hard one to predict. What are you guys thinking?
I think you know what the nickname of Minnesota United's team is? Their mascot. They're called the Loons.
Oh, I like that.
So the Loons, I think, are going to win 2-0. They've been performing really well. They've had some good games against, like, they beat Inter Miami earlier in the season. They tied against Vancouver. So they're playing pretty well right now. I think San Diego FC is going to be a little bit depleted, and then coming off an international break too. Like, even if you do get all the international players back, they might be a little bit more tired, and then you're having to travel to Minnesota. So I think probably 2-0 for Minnesota, maybe 2-1. I'll stick to 2-0 though.
Yeah, I'm going with the 3-1 loss for San Diego FC. I think this one's going to be a tough one, especially just because I don't know like who's going to be available. Like, is Dieppe going to be able to play? Is Godoy going to be able to play? I think the midfield lacks a lot when Godoy's not on there. So I'm going with the 3-1 loss here.
Godoy is definitely not playing, right? He's in Gold Cup.
Definitely not playing.
Yeah, so
man. Why am I positive here? I don't like this. I like what I saw from San Diego against a C squad, America. And I'm letting that influence me. Mostly because I think they can get something done. And maybe not a win. And Cody says 2-1 loss. His team is a perfect counter to SD. But it's the if a team is the perfect counter for you, shouldn't you also then be the perfect counter for them?
No. Some teams just know how to outright outplay you.
Minnesota without their star goalkeeper and striker. Give me a 1-1 San Diego and Minnesota tie. 1-1. Get some points away. It's a positive. You still kind of get back and have Vancouver to kind of look halfway through the season. And what have we done?
We're going to be watching this one from the press box in SoFi Stadium.
And still calling losses 2-1. The good guys, says Jeremy. Look, I say a tie. I think it's a positive. I think if you ask Mikey Vadas about a 1-1 tie against Minnesota away, I think you're happy with that. It is this part of the season. I think it was brought up with Craig and Alex Pena on the Cromaniacs as far as like, it's good that they started so hot because you can kind of have a slight decline in this point of the season and still cruise towards playoffs. Because again, let's put everything in context, right? If San Diego FC was fighting for playoffs, even at this point, if they were fighting for 8th place, I think Mikey Vadas and company and San Diego FC fans would be happy. They'd be very happy with this on their first season, right? But the fact that San Diego FC has set a standard that they've come out the gate, just kind of guns a-blazing, 2nd place, and just maintaining and keeping up, playing against LA, playing against the champions, LAFC, just beating these teams, and teams with really good style of plays and things that they've been talking about really happen. I think San Diego fans were spoiled with what they saw. And so now it's kind of like a realization of like, okay, cool. Level setting. Where is this team really going to be in the grand scheme of things? Am I saying they're going to be knocked out of playoffs completely? I don't think so, but I do think that there is a wave coming for San Diego FC here in the summer specifically, where it might get a little choppy for SDFC, and we may see some more losses from San Diego.
Going back to Jeremy's points there, this is Tony. Tony's only ever had one prediction for a loss for San Diego FC. This is Abe's 3rd loss prediction for San Diego FC, and this is my 2nd loss prediction for San Diego FC. So I think we've been pretty positive.
We're all right.
Which is there's a reason our points are very low.
Not according to people in the front office. We're not very positive. We always talk shit, but apparently, Minnesota will have some players on international duty as well. Yeah. So this is a MLS.
Yeah, not 7.
Not 7. Not 7 in the roster of 23, 4 that you have.
Like is Sammy Diop gonna be
and
available?
no,
Is Willie Kamada gonna be healthy?
Like the bench for the friendly says a lot, like Chiva said. So it's gonna look weird.
San Diego FC against back in MLS action, MLS play. The summer of soccer is about to start, and I think.
Oh wait, real quick. Anis Saivi subbed on, immediately got injured.
Yes,
went down pretty hard, slammed on the floor. Kind of had to be helped off. By the trainers. That's something to take note of. We gotta maybe ask about an update on that during the midweek stuff because it looked pretty bad.
I'm sorry. What time was this game at?
The game?
Yeah.
5:30. The Minnesota game?
No. The Club America game.
7
p.m.
Yeah.
California law on a school night. Technically.
Well,
it's a Saturday.
It's Saturday. Okay, you're good.
Now there's an issue in that, right, with San Diego Wave on a Friday. But yeah. Anyways,
they're on summer break.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they
are. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. But for San Diego FC, I think that's what we got for tonight, and going into next week for SDFC. Some good stuff happening around soccer in San Diego. A lot of soccer in San Diego, in the best of ways. But anything else, gentlemen?
Oh, good show.
Yeah. Anything else, Abe? SDFC? No. Close it out. All right, that was it. San Diego FC, San Diego Wave, forever. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, what is your big team lineup? Starting 11 predictions by Esteban Toscano, Cide Dos Santos, Oscar Verhoeven, McVeigh, Ian Pilcher, Franco Negri, Alejandro Alvarado in the middle, next to Yepe, Jasper Lofelsund, Iloski, Invarsen, and Tomas. I could see that.
I think Maiten starts over Tomas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Esteban, you didn't see this on Saturday, but like if it wasn't for that great free kick, if it really wasn't for that great free kick, at far third position from Miloski and Invarson. Just that gap widened. Just in the run of play. Like in the run of play, Tomas Angel really hasn't really done anything spectacular in terms of scoring. Assisting and getting into spaces. He's done some stuff.
He can't live off that one great assist he made.
He also can't live off of that one great assist. And I think as a number 9 that there's more to be asked by him. And we've asked from Luca La Torre a couple times, hey, you're doing good. You're getting to important spaces, but you're not scoring or you're not contributing in that side. Maybe that's the next kick in the butt. Dreyer will get about 30 minutes anyways. Yeah, you can definitely see that, but hopefully that fitness maintains itself all the way up. You guys should end the show with Dragon Ball fight music. I like that.
Dragon Ball.
But which one?
I'll say.
You weren't allowed to. There's this playlist of the best music of Dragon Ball. It's like ska, but like Japanese traditional sound sometimes. It's really cool. Next time on Two Balls and a Mic, Abe and the boys discuss San Diego FC as the Flow Riders go into Minnesota and show the Loons what's up. Find out next time on Two Balls and a Mic. All right.
Last time San Diego Wave played in Houston, a coach got fired.
Oh shit.
I just remember that. Maybe that's a story.
So maybe I should skip the post-match press conference is what you're saying?
No.
Coach Johnson only had like 2 wins in this.
Oh, the dramatic song where they fight Cell. Oh, that's a beautiful. You know what he's talking about?
Wait, of course you know. I don't know.
Okay. Dave, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. This is like when he had the tournament, right?
In the tournament against the Cell, there was a moment and he's
didn't he win?
Gohan, he's fighting and there's this android. Like what? I can't put this in Spanish. In English, no. Latino. Línea roja. Oh my god, this is worth it, guys.
I can't believe people watch us, man.
And they're still watching because they're like, I know exactly what you're talking about, Tony.
Padres lost 8-6 for those wondering. Here's the post-game show from 3 guys that did not watch.
Yeah,
Manny Machado, that's a good game.
Manny Machado in the face of the referee, which is actually really cool. Have you seen this, Abe? Chiba?
No.
Padres post game. Then 2 balls in a mic style. So bad call here, gets punched out. Manny doesn't agree with that call. Actually, he might have touched painted the corner. Doesn't agree. Camera on the umpire. If you ever want to know what it's like to get cussed out by Manny Machado, here we go.
How is this relevant to San Diego football? He is San Diego FC's part owner.
Absolutely, that's the guy.
Like Mike Schilt just standing next to him, like trying to pull him back, but you see like his tiny little hat like pop in and his glasses. That's funny.
Enojado. Perfect.
It would be cool in soccer if like managers got to like run on the field when because that happens a lot where like a player will get in the ref's face. Like, so what if just the manager gets to run on the field and like, hey, pull him back. Let me go yell at the ref. Like, obviously they yell at the 4th official on the sideline, but it'd be kind of funny to see more things like that.
Oh, Jackson Merrill with the SDFC sleeves. Hey, maybe you see this guy later. But for those who are waiting, yeah, no, this is the moment. So Chiba. No context, just watch.
Te lo encargo.
Oh, hell. Oh, Enter one of the most badass scenes in anime history. Okay, this is gonna take it down from here. Like we're in here, guys.
No tenías por qué meterte en esto. Siempre fuiste un inútil.
Shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that. Right here. Why? This is dead. Complete domination. That's it. Clearly, that's not a Japanese art. So cool, can't believe it. What was happening? I love this. All right. Did you get that? Did you understand any of that? Was like Jeremy. Yeah, no, he got mad. The kid gets mad. He unlocks his inner strategy, his inner anger, and like he's like, oh man, like I'm mad at you, mad at the world, and you really don't want to get him mad, and they got him mad, and then he just everybody's getting their ass kicked, and Gohan's just kind of watching, and then he gets mad. His sensei gets beat up. He's like, nope, you don't touch him. That's not what you do. He gets even more mad, destroys some things. It's crazy what's going on. There's craters. And then he just utterly just dominates. These guys are equally as strong as that guy. He one-hit kills a Cell Jr. at some point. He's only 13. This guy's only meant to be 13, by the way. Cell can't believe it. Coming through.
We go to sleep. Chiba
Yeah.
wants to go to sleep.
Like, ¿qué pedo, güey? Esto es el diablo. Abe wants to go to sleep too.
No, Chiba wants to go to sleep. I'm here for you, Chiba. You have work tomorrow.
That's Tony. So does
Season's
We all have
greetings,
work tomorrow.
everybody. Appreciate you guys. For
Cheers,
Tony,
everyone.
Chiba, and myself being Abe. Have a good one. Bye.